Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sah Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murtibheda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vitvaram Vasudev Vasutam Devam Kamsa Chanunamardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Today being Naraka Chaturdashi, Bhagavan Shri Krishna conquered this Narakasur today. Auspicious day to remember Bhagavan Krishna and Bhagavan Krishna's words over here. And we left off discussing the 16th shloka in the 7th chapter. Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana sukrutinarjuna arto jignasurartharthi jnani cha bharatarshabha. In this shloka, Bhagavan Krishna is Bhagavan Krishna is talking about 4 different types of devotees who come and take refuge in Bhagavan. And Chaturvidha Mam Bhajante, they worship me. And who are these people? Sukrutinaha, they are the ones who are pious, who are good, who are the good doers to the world. Kruti, the ones who do action, and Sukruti, the ones who are Sushtu, who are pious, who are good, and who are the good doers to the world. So, hey Arjuna, they are Artha, Artharthi, Jignasu, and Gnani. Arth is the one who is in distress, and Jignasu, Artharthi, is the one who is in seek of material gains. Artha, objects, Arthi, the desirous of. So the one who is desirous of material gains. There are so many people who have worshipped Lakshmi ji yesterday, and so many others who are going to worship Mother Lakshmi tomorrow. On Deepavali day and Dhanatrayodashi, Mother is worshipped, Mother Lakshmi. And if the eye is on wealth, a lot of people worship for wealth. A lot of people worship for the well-being. A lot of people worship just for the sake of worshipping Mother. And the only prayer is, "Oh Mother, bestow upon us that what you think is appropriate for me." And such type of understanding, such type of thought process behind one's own worship takes one to the higher realm. And if we must ask, Upanishad says, Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyana Yoga Dehi, that please give me faith, please give me devotion. So the superlative degree of faith is devotion. When the faith increases, we venture into the realm of devotion. And wherever there is devotion, there is Dhyan Yoga. Dhyan Yoga is meditation upon Bhagavan, meditation upon higher. If devotion is there, obviously the meditation will be very fruitful. In this way, Bhagavan is saying that Artharthi is the one who is desirous of wealth. So at least they are going to Bhagavan, they are worshipping Bhagavan. So these, Bhagavan says, four of these, Mam Bhajante, they worship me. So at least this one who is desirous of wealth is going to Bhagavan. And then Jignasu, Jignasu, the one who Jignasa, Brahma Jignasa, the one who has a desire to know the truth, the one who has the desire to evolve, the one who has desire to know what Bhagavan is, what is my relationship with Bhagavan. And such a person is known as the inquisitive one, the Jignasu, the one who is desirous of Bhagavan. So the fourth one, then Bhagavan is saying that Jnani of all these four, the fourth one being Jnani, that Jnani is the one who has actually known Bhagavan, the one who has attained Paramatma. So Bhagavan Krishna is saying that these four, Arjuna, are the good doers, Sukrutinaha, and they come to worship me. And this is what we saw. Just a recap, we also saw in the 15th shloka are the ones who do not worship Bhagavan. Namam dushkrutinaha mudaha prapadyante naradhamaha mam mudaha dushkrutinaha na prapadyante. They do not worship me, they do not surrender to me, they do not come to me. And they're dushkrutinaha, they are evildoers. Naradhamaha, being human, yet they are lower. Mayaya apahruta jnanaha, the knowledge has been looted away by Maya. And asuram bhavam ashritaha, and these people, they resort to a demonical state of existence. What to do? The tamo guna has taken over in a superlative degree, and thus they live a asuric lifestyle, a demonic lifestyle. So this was the 15th shloka, and these people, these four types, they do not worship me. Verses in the 16, these four types, Bhagavan says they worship me. So now we continue with shloka number 17. Tesham jnani nityayuktaha ekabhaktir vishishyate priyo hi jnaninotyartham aham sacha mama priyaha. So Tesham jnani nityayuktaha. In the previous shloka, it was said that the fourth one is Jnani, the knower of the truth. He comes to me, he worships me because the notional distance between me and Paramatma has been erased in knowledge. Knowledge has brought the identity of the Jiva and Paramatma as Jiva Brahma Aikya, oneness, is what is experienced in Jnani continuously. It is not an experience. He owns up his new identity, which he had lost. And due to ignorance, the identity was lost, and now he has regained his identity as I am Paramatma. And this identity, which is now fixed, Bhagavan says, this Jnani, whose knowledge is complete and in understanding, he and I are one. That is why he comes to me. And in fact, he doesn't just come to me, he and I are one. So at no point in time he abandons me, so he's always with me. So Bhagavan says, of these four good doers, Artha, Artharthi, Jignasu, and Gnani, of these four, Tesham, Gnani, Nitya Yuktaha, he's always engaged. And he's engaged in what? Eka Bhakti. He's engaged in ever, not even invoking the mind, effortlessly is abiding in his own self, abiding in the awareness that I am, I am, I am, I am truth, I am absolute. He doesn't have to repeat that I'm truth, I'm absolute, but he repeats the fact that I am, I have, and this I am, it is knowledge. It is not that I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm rich, I'm poor, I'm educated, I'm uneducated, I'm wealthy, I'm poor. None of these additions are there to I am. It is just presence. I am. And whatever he or she goes through in life, it is as though the universe has ordained this particular experience of being educated or being not educated or being poor or being rich. There's no complaint. It just so happens that the universe has delivered this experience, and that's all. But in the knowledge, I am. That's all. I am the absolute. This is Eka Bhakti with absolute abidance in this without the flickering of the mind. The mind doesn't run here and there, trying to acquire, to get rid of objects and situations and people and all these things. The person is ever fulfilled in their own presence. We see that in Ramana Maharshi Ji. Once he arrived in Tiruvannamalai, there was no need for him to go anywhere. Completely fulfilled, completely fulfilled. So, Eka Bhakti Vishishyate, such a person, he excels. Priya hi jnaninaha atyartham. Bhagavan says this jnani is priya. Atyartham priya. He's very dear to me. This jnani is incredibly dear to me. Why? Because saha cha mama priyaha. I am dear to him, he is dear to me because we are one. In knowledge, the notional distance, it is a notional distance. It's a notion created out of ignorance that Paramatma and I are separate. It is a notion that I am not realized. It is a notion that Bhagavan is there and I am over here. It is born out of avidya, ignorance. But once the avidya is removed, the awareness, realizes I am. Bhagavan is right here. In fact, I am Bhagavan. But the person doesn't go on top of the mountain and screams that I am Bhagavan, worship me, worship me. No such thing he does. Quietly he realizes, Are, was I this buffoon that I did not know my own glory? That is all. And he gives up all hang-ups that he or she had. And Bhagavan says, Eka bhakti vishishyate. Such a person abiding in this one absolute devotion to the self, in knowledge, he abides. Very beautifully, Bhagavan is saying this. We continue the next shloka. Bhagavan says, Udara sarva evaite Gnani tvatmaiva me matam Astita sahi yuktatma Mamevanotamam gatim. Udara sarva eva ete. Ete, all of these, which these, the four, Artha, Artharthi, Jignasu and Gnani, they are all Udaraha. They are great. They are noble, magnanimous, majestic people they are. Why does Bhagavan call Artha, Artharthi majestic? Because they have Shraddha. Because they have faith, they go to Bhagavan and they worship Bhagavan. They don't worship this chota mota people in this world. Some people, materialistic people, they will go worship the people who have name and fame. Why? Because they desire name and fame. So if they rub elbows next to the ones who have name and fame, they will get name and fame. If they want wealth, they will worship the one who have wealth. It goes on and on and on. Next chapter deals with all this. So Bhagavan says that Arth, he's in pain. Even in pain, they come to me. They come to me because they have faith. They have faith in me. Then Artharthi, they could be worshipping others, but no, they come to me and they worship me. And because they worship me, Udaraha, they have faith. Faith is such a unique wealth of our mind. Not very many people have this faith in Bhagavan. They have faith in so many things. They may have faith in CNN, but not Bhagavan. What to do? So that's why Bhagavan uses the word Udaraha, that they are magnanimous, they are noble, they are majestic, they are great because they have faith. And of them, Gnani tu Atmaiva me matam. In my opinion, Arjuna, Gnani Atma eva. He is my Atma. Why? Because the Atma that Gnani knows and the Atma that I am, they are not two Atmas, it is one. It is only Atma. That's why, a lot of people say Hinduism is a polytheistic religion. When they go to a temple and every corner there is a deity, deity, deity. Then some people say, no, Hinduism is not polytheistic. Hinduism is monotheistic. We believe in one God. But the one who actually knows Hinduism says Hinduism is neither polytheistic, neither monotheistic. Hinduism is monastic. We believe only in the existence of God. We don't believe in one God. If it is one God, it will be Father in heaven, Allahu Akbar. We don't say that it is one God in heaven. No. We say there is only God. And this is the statement that Bhagavan is making, which says there is only God. Arjuna, if you ask me, in my opinion, Jnani tu Atma eva, that eva word is very important. He is Atma alone, and he is not just Atma, but the Atma that I am, me Atma, my Atma and his Atma are not two Atma, they're only one. So, Jnani tu Atma eva me matam. This is my opinion that he is just me. My Atma is his Atma, and there is only Atma. That's why the Upanishad says, Sarvam khaluidam Brahma. Everything, a lump of clay, a drop of water, a spark of fire, a whiff of air, the empty space, each one of these Pancha Mahabhuta, and the Pancha Mahabhuta created Bhautik Prapancha, the world of this pentamerous five elemental created world from elements. All this and the Jiva Rashis, all the living beings, it is only Sarvam Khaluidam Brahma. Everything is Bhagavan, Bhagavan, Bhagavan. When we open our fleshy eyes and see, we will not see everything as Brahman. We will see a chair as a chair, a table as a table, a bed as a bed, a dog as a dog, a cat as a cat, a cow as a cow. And we will label them as well. A chair sitting, a bed sleeping, a couch reclining, whatever it may be, each one of them will have its own utility value, but the understanding is it is Brahman. Akhanda mandalakaram vyaptam yena characharam. In Guru Stotram, Akhanda mandalakaram vyaptam yena characharam. Tat padam darshitam yena. The one who has seen chara achara vyapta jagat as one. Akhanda, unbroken, one reality, absolute existence. To that Guru I bow down, who only sees the truth. And we invoke that Guru's grace. Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru. Bhagavan Krishna, who over here as Gita Acharya is the Guru who reveals this teachings to us. So over here, Bhagavan is saying, Jnani tu Atma eva me matam astita sahiyuktatma. Saha yuktatma astitaha. He, Bhagavan says, Jnani, he, Yuktatma, he is completely uh, Bhagavan, he Yukta, steadfast. Atma, over here, earlier when he used Atma, he was using as the capital S self. Over here, when he uses Atma, he's using the small s self. We have to understand that. So Yuktatma, over here, small s means the mind. The mind is integrated, yukta, asthita, and he abides in the integrated mind intellect complex, which has mentally, intellectually understood Brahman alone is. But the eye sees plurality, but the mind has converged the plurality into one. That is what Bhagavan is saying, Yukta Atma. Even though the mind, the sixth sense, which sees duality, it has integrated itself with the intellect in the knowledge that I am, and in that asthitaha, he abides in that. He abides in this knowledge. This is what Jnani is, and that's why Bhagavan is saying, Jnani me priya. He is very dear to me because he and I are one. Mam eva anuttamam gatihi. He has reached the highest that a human being can ever strive for. The goal of human life has been indicated over here. Via the upadhi of Jnani, Bhagavan has established the purpose that the Jnani has reached the purpose of life. Anuttamam mam gatihi praptavyam. We say attained, but there is actually no attainment. Again, the word I used is a notional distance between the small s self and the capital S self. The small s self, if it is enveloped by ignorance, it will be small s. But the Jnani who has removed ignorance, the small s unites with the understanding of the intellect and regains the identity as capital S self. So even though that over here we see the mind intellect complex of the jiva, we see the green stuff, and you are not seeing the black stuff because my background is dark. So that black vasana, ignorance, goes away, and the jiva Brahma Aikyam with this Om is attained, and that Om is what is referred to as destination gati. The distance between the blue stuff and the yellow stuff Om is reduced. There is no green stuff, there is no yellow stuff. It has become one because the ignorance between the green and the yellow, the avidya vasanas, it has been removed. And because of that, Bhagavan says, Anuttamam gatihi, even though embodied jiva, they have reached the highest, is what Bhagavan is seeing. Continuing, we will see shloka number 19 now. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate Vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabha. Bhagavan says, Bahunam janmanam ante, after so many births, Bahunam, very many, janmanam ante, at the end of many a births, repeated births and deaths, janmanam, birth and death and birth and death. At the end of it, jnanavan, the one who is endowed with this knowledge. Mam prapadyante, they come to me. For us to even meet a jnani, to meet this Swami Chinmayananda, if we got an opportunity to meet him, that is also durlabh. To meet such a great Mahatma. And then to surrender to such a Mahatma's studies. And it leads to the fruition of what this Mahatma lives in. Because of the Mahatma's blessings and Bhagavan's grace to reach over there, Bhagavan says, this is Bahunam Janmanam Ante. To meet a Mahatma is durlabh. Very, very rare. We look around and just take a snapshot of New York City early in the morning and 9 o'clock when Wall Street opens and suited, coated, booted, Gurudev used to say, people walking, crossing Lexington and Fifth Avenue. These people are running. God knows where they are going. For some money, for some power, position. Yeah, everybody has to earn a living. But in this race, Guruji says, in a rat race, we end up being a rat. I've gone to New York City several times. I just sit and watch. Mumbai. Oh. Go to any one of these train stations, Borivalli, Dadar, Andheri, and you just sit. A train comes every 2 minutes, 50 seconds. Hundreds and thousands of people come out. And hundreds and thousands get in that mere 40 seconds that the train is on the platform. Maya na bhamra tu kya bhamyo? Bhamyo divas ne raat. અંતે તને જગ્યા મળી બેસવા માટે? ઓ માયાના ભમરા, તું ક્યાં ભમ્યો? Kavi Kalapi in Gujarat, he's written, what a beautiful poetry. O bumblebee, smitten with the elixir of Maya, Where are you going? Because every flower you land upon, you get even more drunk. Did you find a place to rest? Momentarily, you just end up resting on a flower, thinking you will get a little bit of rest, but you get even more elixir of Maya. So, this one bumblebee, flower to flower to flower. How many flowers have we visited? In how many births? We don't know. It's worth contemplating. I'm not criticizing anyone. There's a need for Wall Street, need for people. They also need money, and uh, life is just starting. Nothing wrong. But morning to evening, Monday through Friday, January through December, Kala Kridati. So if we don't question, and we will be going around in the same thing. Over here, Bhagavan is saying that out of some punya karmas, we get a chance for some knowledge which sheds light, and slowly the ignorance gets eradicated, and some clarity of understanding comes. And for such a person, the clarity of understanding, to zoom in on knowledge, it may take 10, 12, 20 births, even after satsang, because we have to remove the vikshepa of this mind. It's not easy to get rid of that. So slowly, it's a process of evolution of the jiva. And Bhagavan is saying, Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyante. They come to Mam Jnanavan Prapadyate. They come to me in knowledge. They come to surrender to me in knowledge. This is very sacred because knowledge remains with us. When the mind and the intellect are changed because of knowledge and understanding, that antakarana will be transformed at that moment, and it will remain like that from that moment on until new knowledge acts upon it and changes even more, makes it even more refined. And this refined behavior of the antakarana in the process of evolution, it takes time. To the point where it reaches Vasudeva Sarvamiti. That all this is pervaded by the truth. Sarvamiti, everything is pervaded by Vasudeva. Vasunam Deva, all the dwelling places, the 8 directional deities are called Ashtavasu. From there, Vastu Shastra has come. Vasu, Vastu, dwelling place. So, Sarvam Vasudeva iti. Everything which is dwelling in all nook and corners of this universe, it is Devam. So, in Vasu, born out of that Vasu, and that is Devam. It is consciousness. Daivam Dhyotanat iti Deva. That everything is awareness. Everything is awareness. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Oh, Krishna, please don't become fanatic that, oh, it is only Krishna and not Shiva, and it is only this and not that. Nothing like that. Vasudev, all pervading. Bhagavan is speaking as the Lord of the universe. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. And Saha Mahatma is a great person. Imagine to become a lawyer or a doctor in this age. The child has to be focused from middle school, from high school, college, no distractions, no parties, LSAT, MCAT, oh ho ho ho, kitni exams. And then the application work. That is there. Then interviewing. Then studying. And even after studying, it's not over. There are exams even while studying. And then the exam of qualifying to get license as a lawyer, even medical doctor, step 1 and step 2. And not only that, every few years, they have to keep on taking exams. Just the worldly knowledge drains us. Minimum 3 decades go away in acquiring upadhi of a lawyer or a doctor. Then imagine this same mind and intellect transforming, metamorphosizing itself into Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Will it happen in one birth? It takes a while. Just the Bhuloka Bishak, the doctor, so much. And this is so simple. Tattvam asi, bas. But to come to realize this Tattvam asi, lives go on. Lives go by. Intellectually, I think whoever is watching and listening, we have understood Tattvam asi intellectually. So many times, today is not the first time you would have heard this. I guarantee all of you listening, I know you have heard this so many times. But then, after the class is over, Dhobin putro ne gharno ne ghatno. After listening, we are neither here nor there. We understood. But unique positions we are in. And we understand that, I'm doing this and it's pulling me more into samsara, but we have to do it. What to do? Getting pulled to help out the son, the daughter in difficult times. Finally, we have acquired time to do our thing. But then you cannot just say no to your own son, your own daughter. And you realize from the Upanishad classes, Gita classes, that this is Maya is biting. But what can you do? What can you do? That's why I use that phrase, Dobin kutro nahi gharno nahi ghatno. In olden days, the person who washes the clothes had to collect the clothes from various homes and then go to a pond, a lake. And then he had to clean over there. Clean everything, bring, and that dog gets confused because he visits so many homes. So which one is my home? Am I to go to any one of these homes or the banks of the lake where he's seen his master clean the clothes? Confusion for that animal. So we are also shuffling between all these homes, meaning responsibilities. That's what I meant, We just cannot say no to a child who is in need. We have to help them, or a neighbor, whoever it may be. So it's a complex thing. Very difficult to evolve. Very difficult to evolve. That's why Bhagavan says, Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. Because they have circumvented all these things out of grace. Out of grace, out of blessings, they have been somehow able to move in this world and come out as a jnani. Thus, Bhagavan says, Sudurlabha, not Durlabha, very rare. Guruji himself says, he said, when I was young, I just listened to what my parents told me. And I grew up, I didn't know what to become. So the only profession I knew, which was good, be a teacher. And then he said, what do I teach? He said, I liked sciences. I was good in physics. So I studied physics as an undergraduate. So undergraduate was over, but to teach, you required masters. So I was doing masters. And while doing masters, Swami Chinmayananda happened to come to the university. And I heard, and he said B.Ed and M.Ed, everything was left. I finished masters, and though I ran from here, I took permission of my parents, came to Mumbai ashram, and this is all I know. He said, I cannot, everybody has worked in their life for money. They work for having food. Guruji says, unique is, I eat to earn for the mission. लोग कमाते हैं खाने के लिए, मैं खाता हूं मिशन में कमाने के लिए. This is all I know. He said, I have not worked in this world, but I find myself so blessed. I feel everything was provided. Some Mahatma Sudurlabha. Bhagavan just plucks and puts over here and saves the heartache of all things in life. It's just some of us seated in front of him, and he was reminiscing about his brahmachari days when we were studying. He said, let me tell you, I have not worked. I don't know what the stress of work is, people are saying. I was supposed to become a physics teacher. But I finished masters and I told parents. And luckily, my parents didn't have any grave reaction. They said, you first go and you study. We will see what will happen afterwards. So he said, okay. I came, I studied, and I wrote a letter that I like it. Everything is going well. You also come and see. So they came and they saw, they met Gurudev. He said that was the end. So, such a life, constant satsang, continuously, every city to city to city, only teaching Gita, you imagine. He said, my job is the best because Krishna is always in my mind, because morning I teach Upanishad, evening I teach Bhagavad Gita wherever I go. He said, I don't have to do anything to remember because it is in continuous smriti when I'm talking about it. Such, Bhagavan says, this type of life is very rare. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyante. Vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabha. Very, very beautiful shloka. Now, Bhagavan has described the highest type of devotee over here. So, Bhagavan is shifting the topic. Highest knowledge and the one who possesses this knowledge, both are glorified. The glory of Vidya and Vidyavan, both Bhagavan has talked about. That this Vidya is rare and the Vidyavan is Sudurlabha, the one who has this knowledge. Now, Bhagavan is saying from shlokas 20 to 26, two types of bhakti Bhagavan describes. Because the one who abides in this knowledge, how do they abide in it? The abidance is in their devotion. If there is a mother and the child graduates from high school and goes to college, the child is happy about the new experiences in college and forgets about mom and dad. And when weekend comes, oh, I have to call my mom. But you know, the mother, she is also busy. She works and everything, but she's continuously thinking about that boy. Uniqueness, unique. The mother thinks about that boy because that boy is an object of love for her. Her sadhana for 18 years was to raise this boy. Starting from 9 months of pregnancy. What to eat, what not to eat, and so many things. Morning sickness, and last trimester cannot even sleep. On the bed, on the chair, on the sofa, just moving from places to places because she's so uncomfortable. Now that mother, the boy just goes to college, 18 years old. But there is no switch in the mother that she can turn off thinking about this boy. The time invested has created up this manasik avastha of mind continuously thinking about the son. But the boy has not done such upasana. He has not done any such upasana of mom. Laundry was done, food was cooked, everything was available. So one fine day, after about 2 weeks of dorm food, now mom is coming in memory because that food is not available. That is very different type of remembrance. It is remembrance out of absence. Mother's remembrance is out of love. The middle 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita are upasana. Ishwar is available via the sadhana of upasana. Ramakrishna Paramhamsa just did not become Ramakrishna Paramhamsa overnight. How many times he has worshipped Ma Kali with the right attitude. He never saw her as a stone. And that bhavana of Sri Ramakrishna Paramhamsa, that bhavana itself is bhakti. But bhakti has to be cultivated. The mother's upasana of her son, she has love for that boy. The boy, out of fascination, may get a tattoo. And he may not think twice, but her anger and agitation because of a tattoo is out of upasana. That I took care of him and he's ruining the body now. This this emotion of a human being, of bhakti, Bhagavan takes this and Bhagavan wants to help create the bhavana so that a jignasu can become a jnani. Bhagavan is interested in jignasu. The artha and artharthi, they have some time. But the jignasu turning into a jnani, upasana is required. And Bhagavan is now discussing this two types of bhakti. Sakama bhakti and nishkama bhakti. And both bhakti, these bhaktis, they are rare. But nishkama bhakti is rarer. Like Sri Ramakrishna Paramhamsa, he did not want anything out of worship. He took it upon as a duty. As a priest, he did it properly. And the karma turned into bhakti. Karma done as an upasana gave bhakti. And this bhakti was a nishkama bhakti. And that pushed even the jignasu of Narendra into a Jnani Vivekananda. Just by looking at his own guru. This topic Bhagavan is now discussing. Bhagavan is interested in turning a jignasu into Jnani. This we will take. Now next week I am traveling, so I want to continue. I don't want to have our delay in class, so I have to go to Austin next 2 weekends in a row. We will sit on one of the weekdays. I will text and we will have satsang. I don't want to cut classes. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.